My name's Jason Cash, and I'm the Chief Probation Officer for Navajo County. When I started, we still were very punitive. We were trying to punish crime out of people, criminal behaviors out of people. Now we're much more patient. We look more of how the person's trending rather than if they're committing minor violations. We estimate probably 90 to 95% of our caseloads, our people on probation, have some issue with substance abuse, to varying degrees, of course. We're worried about our POs, or our probationers, both adult and juveniles, surviving the weekend, you know. It used to be, we would just hope that they didn't get in trouble and they would keep out of trouble from getting arrested again, and now we're hoping that they survive. We're coming up with new and innovative programming. We're starting to implement a lot of more cognitive behavioral therapies into probation work, and those are what help, we work with probationers to help to change the way they think about, we say thinking controls behaviors. We try to help change the way that they perceive their substance abuse and how it's impacting their life. We're implementing new programs like COPE. We're starting to understand that you can't take somebody who has a major opioid addiction and is a high risk for overdose and put them straight into an intensive probation supervision like drug court or intensive probation and expect them to not really struggle at the beginning. So the COPE program is a program designed to, that whenever somebody's flagged for a high risk of overdose, that they are immediately, their court process is just put on pause. We're getting them treatment, getting them stabilized, getting them prepared to then to deal with the court process and possible probation term or whatever may come next. You working as a probation, I don't know, I'm supposed to take off my probation officer hat, but I see these people and you get to know them and you get to know their talents and their potential, and you see this giant monkey on their back holding them back, and that's a cost to the community. You have people that could make their community better, but aren't because of and are actually dragging it down somewhat because of their drug use. I think Navajo County is doing a lot of unique things as well. I talked about the COPE program, but we also have the HUB, which is our Center for High-Risk Juveniles. So the idea there is we're trying to give them more supervision, a safe place. We're partnered with the accommodation district, so it's a high school, alternative high school, where they can keep up with their school, but then they're also involved in all sorts of pro-social activities with other pro-social people. There's counseling there on site through CBI. Community Bridges provides counseling. But again, the idea is try to prepare those kids to deal with a lot of their problems that they're having that are causing them to engage in risky behavior. And we're using evidence-based practices. We have specific programming that's designed to drive down those criminogenic risk factors that they have. Well, it's so addictive, and people are so dependent upon it that they can't function without it. So to expect somebody in that condition to come in and follow all these terms and conditions of probation flawlessly from the beginning is ridiculous. There's no magic bullet that we've come up with yet. I like to say probation is one of the few professions that's trying to work itself out of a job. But when we come up with that magic bullet that works perfectly, then the world will be a lot better place, and we'll all be out of jobs, and that might be a good thing. So, we just went to a drug court graduation the other day, and one of the speakers who was sponsoring one of our drug court graduates spoke at the end. But again, he was a past drug court graduate that I personally supervised, and he was difficult. He really had a lot of thinking errors and to get through, and he finally did, and he turned his life around. Now he's helping people.